So welcome to Change Your Water, Change Your Life. We're glad you guys are here today. The reason we're doing this is because a lot of people have questions about not just water, but the different technologies that are involved with water, how to get the most purified water, and really when it comes to the Kangen water, how to affect ionization, alkalinization. I know I've personally been using this machine for the last 5-6 years at least, and you notice it the most when you don't use it, I think, because you get used to using it every day and the proper hydration and all the health benefits that come with it. But when I go on vacation or something, I notice my digestion's not as good, I'm more inflamed, my skin is more dry. I notice a lot of things that, oh, this is why I drink this water on a regular basis. And that's why I notice the biggest difference. So once you start using it initially, you notice a huge health change, and then you get to use all the different benefits. Like we use it for cleaning, we use it for our animals, we use it for skin stuff, we use it for cleaning vegetables. And there's so many different benefits from the water that we want you guys to understand, and you can have one technology that has so many different uses and is so healthy for you. So the purpose of today's demo is to go through all those different areas and show you how this differs from other waters that are actually marketed as healthy, other similar type machines, other water filters, and then how that drastically compares to what you may get out of the tap or just like a regular filter, and how unhealthy that actually is. And then the importance of hydration and how important that is to our bodies. So as we go through today, this is your time to ask questions, learn more about it, and we're here to help facilitate that for everyone. So we have April, we have Louise, we have Ryan here. We'll all be helping you out today as we go through and learn the different parts about the Kangen water. So welcome, glad you guys are here.
Perfect. So we started you guys off with the 8.5. We usually start off there at 8.5 pH and then kind of move to 9 and 9.5 pH. So how many of you guys have heard of Kangen water? No? Only just one? Okay, that's fine. Well, there's so many things I could talk about the water. I could probably sit here and talk for hours on it, but we're going to try to condense that. So I'm just going to kind of go over the basics, kind of compare different kinds of water and why Kangen is so beneficial for you. So we used to think that all water was created equal, the bottles are the same and the stuff out of the tap, and then we came to this realization that not all water is the same. That couldn't be further from the truth. So the Kangen water is actually considered electrically reduced water, and what that is, I'll go into a little bit later, but I'm going to kind of break down some other waters first, and then we'll go back into that. So we have obviously our tap waters that has laden with kind of chemicals and chlorine, fluoride, all this other stuff, and sometimes it seems like they care more about kind of keeping the pipes in the ground healthier than your body's pipes in your inside. So then we have distilled water. Distilled water is kind of boiled water, and they collect the water vapor. This is good because it kind of gets out some of the contaminants, well, most of the contaminants, and everything like that, and they collect it. But what it also does is kind of takes all the minerals and everything out of the water, and that's really what your body needs. So we have just regular purified water. That's the water that goes through a filter, a Brita, your fridge filter, and this depends on the filter type, but this filters out a lot of the stuff, but still isn't kind of the quality of water that we're going for. And then a lot of people got on this kick of reverse osmosis water. RO water for the longest time seemed like kind of like the gold standard, where this is great water, and at that point we came to think kind of the purest water is the best water. So like water that doesn't have anything in it is the best water you can have. And then we found out that, oh wait, that's not the case. Your body needs the calcium, your body needs the magnesium, it needs the potassium in the water to be able to kind of be complete. Like that's just what your body needs. So then we have alkaline water. In recent times, alkaline water has been a huge kind of hit. I mean, I've seen a lot of brands come out with the high pH. Our alkaline water has more minerals, and that's great. What they thought with that is there's kind of two kinds of alkaline water. There's the natural alkaline water and the chemical alkaline water. And the natural is what you find in a lot of these springs and stuff that have gone over, and they have a lot of those natural minerals in them that are really good. And the chemical is where they kind of add all the minerals in to try to get that pH higher. And then that brings us to the electrically reduced water. So the electrically reduced water gets run through a machine, electricity gets applied to it, and what happens is kind of restructures that molecular structure. So normal water that we drink is going to be anywhere from 15 to 25 molecules per cluster. And with the Kangen water, you're getting that down to about 5 or 6 molecules per cluster. And to give you like a good visualization on that, imagine you have a chain link fence and you're trying to throw tennis balls through the chain link fence. So the chain link fence would be the cell wall in your body, and the tennis balls are the water trying to get through. So if I throw it hard enough, some of the tennis balls would get through. So that's kind of the water getting through to your cells. But if I took a handful of marbles and I threw marbles, all the marbles would be able to make it through the fence. So that's kind of the visualization on why the electrically reduced or microclustered water is beneficial, because it actually get into your body and get absorbed more. Which kind of brings me the difference between, so as I said, this is an 8.5 pH water. So all the Kangen water is high in pH, but it differs from the alkaline water in a way that the alkaline water is kind of is high in pH because of all the minerals, where the water that we're drinking out of the Kangen machine is high in pH because in that process of kind of breaking down the molecules, it kind of siphons off the acidity. So the higher the pH is on the Kangen machine, actually the less or the smaller the molecular structure is on the water. So that's kind of how that works. So that's kind of the difference between just an alkaline water and your Kangen machine water. So yeah, and then hydration is definitely a big issue in the United States. A lot of studies have shown that about 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated. And what that does is that just doesn't let your body function properly. You see kidney problems, kidney stones, UTIs, people get headaches, and it's just because your body is not able to absorb that water, to use that water. And I think with your body being 72% water, like you really need to get that in there. And when you give your body the chance to get hydrated, your body can really detox and it can do the job that it's supposed to do. And it's much like a chiropractor's office, when they adjust you, is kind of setting your body up to be able to function like it should be. And that's what this water does. It's just getting your cells hydrated, getting your body hydrated so it's able to detox, it's able to get nutrients where it needs, and it's able to do all the things that it's supposed to do. So, yeah, I mean, okay, so the pH, I'll touch on the pH real quick. The reason we start off at 8.5 pH, there's 3 different kinds of drinking water on the Kangen machine. As I stated, the 8.5, the 9, and the 9.5. And the reason you start off at 8.5 is because it kind of slowly detoxes your body. If you would jump straight to the 9.5 water, because your cells are getting so hydrated and everything, people have seen kind of hives or something because their body is rapidly detoxing, and that can cause problems, stomach cramps, diarrhea, and things like that. So we do recommend starting off at the 8.5, about 2 weeks, going to the 9 for 2 weeks, and then finishing off with the 9.5. So, and then next up, we're going to talk about kind of the acidic and super high pH water. So, what do you guys think?
The Kangen water machine has 2 hoses. It has the main hose, and then it has what's called like the wastewater hose, but it's actually not wastewater. It's not, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just the opposite pH, minus 14 minus whatever is coming out of the hose is what the other one is. Okay, so I know it's a little confusing. It took me a little while. So the 2.5, the reason I'm bringing that up is because the 11.5 and the 2.5, they add up to 14. And so when you make strong acidic water, which is the 2.5, I don't know, that's over here. Okay, so the 2.5 is, in fact, I may even, since we have a small group, I may even have you just come up and smell it, okay? And tell me what you think it smells like, if that's not too weird and awkward. Does anybody want to come smell the 2.5 water? So when you're making the 2.5 water, the 2.5 is going to come out of your lower hose, and then what comes out of the other hose is the 11.5. So you're actually making them both at the same time. Anyone, what does it smell like to you?
Bleach.
Yeah, totally. So the 2.5 water is really strong acid, and So it's useful because like in addition to all of the great stuff about the actual like Kangen drinking water, and then there's like a more neutral, we're not even talking about all the waters tonight because there's the 7.02, which is what they recommend for baby formula, medications, and things like that because it's more neutral. Anyway, so getting back to the 2.5, 2.5 is very acidic. You can use it for certain things like making your own hand sanitizer. It's very effective at killing bacteria, very, very effective. And in fact, whenever you come up here, there's like more that would be good for you to know, but too much to talk about tonight. So I'm beginning to create some resources for us so that you guys, if you would like to explore more. So if you have like a QR reader on your phone, if you want to at some point come up and scan these, I have a little document that I've created, and the video that's on this one in particular goes into the, there's a doctor from, he's Harvard educated, and he talks about how the 2.5 acidic water is extremely effective at killing bacteria, yet is still not harmful to our tissues, which is really important because obviously like bleach, we don't want to be using that to sanitize our hands and to rinse our mouth out with and things like this. So you can use it for a lot of different things. The 2.5 water, you can use it for making your own hand sanitizer. You can use it for, I use it for cleaning our toilets and our bathtub, and like literally that's all we use now. So no more toxic chemicals, this is it. I have tried it as a mouth gargle, and that was a little, like it tastes like that. And you wanna make sure if you do that, that you rinse really well with regular water afterwards, because it'll feel like, you know how your teeth feel when you like bite into a lemon and that acid, it feels just like that. So you want to make sure that's not staying in your teeth. But it's extremely powerful for cleaning. Then we have the 11.5, and I'm going to do a little demonstration here for you. So before you came, I went and got some tap water just from the bathroom here, and the 11.5 water is very, very alkaline, right? Because it's got a very, very high pH. And so why that's a big deal is, let's see if I can get this open without tomatoes going all over the ground. Why that's a big deal is because many of the pesticides that are, thank you, Maya. Many of the pesticides that are sprayed on our fruits and vegetables, oh, okay, that's much easier. So I'm just gonna, yeah. I sometimes forget like simple solutions that are right in front of me. So I'm just gonna put like maybe half the tomatoes in here. Okay, half the tomatoes in the tap water, and we're just gonna see what happens. So this is 11.5 water. But as I was saying, the pesticides oftentimes are made with a wax base, and they do that because they want the pesticide to stay on and keep killing the, bugs. And so, but unfortunately, tap water, because of the pH of tap water, it is not able to take that waxiness off. And so the 11.5 water is, because of its alkalinity. And so we're just gonna let this sit here for a little while. And so the 11.5 is also, you can use it to, in fact, you might even wanna come up and feel it if that's not too weird for you. You'll feel like it feels almost a little bit soapy. And it has that, the alkalinity, the high alkalinity of it helps it to be able to emulsify with an oil. So if you want to make, like let's say you wanted to make your own hand sanitizer, but you wanted to use essential oils with it, well, oil and water don't mix, right? So typically when you make a hand sanitizer that's made with something that's, water-based or whatever, the oil will sit on top, and so you have to shake it up really well. Well, if you use the 11.5 water, it mixes in. And I think Ryan has mentioned something too. You might be able to talk a little bit more about your sesame oil thing that you've done.
Yeah, I've just done put some sesame oil in, and you can just pour it in, and it just completely mixes it's just cool to see. It's a good visualization with the oil.
Yeah, so Noelle, did you have anything to add to that?
No, I traveled with my 2.5 before lockdown in Australia when you couldn't get hand sanitizer. And I was just so happy to have that. And I put the lavender oil in it and anybody who needed it. But yeah, I'm learning some things, so continue.
So if you want to come and take a look, I mean, it's not super stark right now, but you can see like this water, you can see the difference just in the color between the two waters.
There's bubbles sitting on top of this.
When I do this in my, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
When I do this with my tomatoes from the garden have that green, I don't know, tomato powder. I don't know what that is, but yeah, the water gets really green. I'm guessing these have probably been washed a little bit, but yeah, you can see that it's coming out. So, lots and lots of uses for cleaning and just totally eliminating. We just don't even buy, like, my kids are growing up without knowing what like toilet bowl cleaner is, right? Because we're like, just use the Kangen water. So yeah.
I have some different waters here. This used to be one of my favorites on a summer day, San Pellegrino. I'm going to talk about a couple of different things that, I'm going to show you a couple different things that I think Ryan already talked about, which is the two qualities of Kangen water that make it so awesome, the molecular hydrogen and the alkalinity. And so some people think that Kangen water is just about the alkalinity, which I'm sure that Ryan disabused you of, probably, right? Oh, first off, let me thank the doctors for having us here today. I haven't met you yet, but I'm really grateful that you're here. And I'm grateful that you guys are here, too, because we love sharing about this water. So I have here some alkaline water from a bottle, and I have some I don't think this is considered alkaline. We'll check the pH. It says pH balance, so it might be neutral. And if you brought your water, we can put it in a cup and we can measure the pH, and we can measure the antioxidant quality. So that is the big thing about molecular hydrogen, is that it's, I don't know, can I say it's the most powerful antioxidant that you can consume, or it's at least right up there, right? The thing that makes molecular hydrogen really amazing, and I brought some studies with me here today, is that it is selective. It's a selective scavenger. So whereas you could drink a lot of kale juice and build up alkaloids in your body, which could actually be toxic, molecular hydrogen goes in and it finds the oxygen particles that need to be taken out that are causing a problem. It doesn't remove all the oxygen, because clearly we need oxygen to survive, right? So, and because it's electrically charged, it's not shelf stable, which is the reason why you can't bottle it. You have to actually get it from a machine, or you have to get it from the 4 places in the world where you can get it naturally. There's a place in India, Germany, France, and Mexico, next to a volcano. So if you want to go live next to a volcano in one of those countries, you'll be able to get this wonderful water. But did you talk about the history of it, like how the scientists decide? You didn't? Okay, so this is really fantastic, and hopefully I'm not nerding out too much, because this is the stuff that gets me really excited. I know doctors will be excited about this. So, so in these 4 places in the world, and on my notes somewhere I have actually the names of these places, and I might maybe make a pilgrimage someday to drink the water from these sources. So Lourdes, France, Tlaquepaque, Mexico, Nordenauer, Germany, and Adana, India are the places where you can go to get this water naturally. So what they discovered, what scientists found going to these locations, was that people were living a long time, and they didn't have massive, horrible autoimmunity. They were fertile, into their 80s, which sounds like a nightmare to me. I have 2 small kids and I'm 50 and they're killing me, but I love them. But the point is that they weren't really aging in the same way that those of us in other parts of the world are aging, and they didn't have these terrible afflictions. So Japanese scientists, they're so ingenious, they said, you know, there's a reason for this, let's find out what it is. And so they found out the common denominator between these 4 places where people were living a long time was the water was really hydrogen rich. And not only was it hydrogen rich, it was ionic. So an ion is a molecule that's electrically charged, which is the reason why you can't sell it in a bottle, right? You have to actually get it from the source. If you look at these bottles here, you'll see that they have bubbles in them. Mm-hmm. So can you guys see the bubbles from there? So I just got this from a Kangen 8 machine just a few hours ago. Within 3 days, the bubbles will be gone because the charge will be gone. And so it will still be alkaline water, so you'll get the benefits of drinking alkaline water, but you won't get the benefits of that amazing antioxidant scavenger that goes around eating all the bad stuff. So what I want to do, there's nothing like seeing it to believe it. Like I could tell you this all day long, but this is an ORP meter, so oxidation reduction potential. What is the potential of this liquid to reduce your free radicals in your body, right? So that's what this machine measures. This is a medical grade, scientific grade device. And I also brought some pH drops so we can measure the alkalinity. So let's see here, what should we do first? Should we do the oxidation reduction? Let's do the oxidation reduction potential first, because then I'll put the pH drops in and it may influence it. So let's see, what do we think is going to have the worst reading? Show of hands? I've got really good quality water here. I didn't get the yucky stuff because I didn't figure. What's that? This one? This one right here?
Spring water.
Okay, let's do the spring water. Okay, so I calibrated this yesterday, so it should be. Okay, you see where that is? 373 or so. Let's try the smart water. $368. You know what, I'm gonna add a little bit more water to this just to make sure it's covering the sensor completely. Let's do that.
Mommy, I'm hungry.
Okay, let's test that one more time.
I'm hungry.
No, that's the reading. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is going to be acidic. Let's check that one out. But we're not testing the alkalinity. We're testing the ORP potential. We're testing how is this with free radicals? How healing and therapeutic is this water going to be? Okay, these are not reading very high. Let's try. Let's see, Fiji water. Fiji water is, I think.
Did you do the smart water already?
Did I do the smart water? I think I did the smart water. Yeah, I was just reading just a little bit above 300.
It's supposed to be really smart.
It's supposed to be very smart. I'm gonna tell you why also most bottled waters that you buy from the store that are promoted as alkaline are not good to buy. There's a reason for that too, and it's not because I want to make them look bad and make my product look better. But okay, this is the Zen water. Ooh. Zen water, Zen Essentials. Vapor distilled, added, it has additives. So,
What was it read at?
just a little over 2, yeah. Okay, let's try the Fiji. Not so good. Fiji, I used to drink Fiji for years because I heard about the silica content and I thought it was good for removing heavy metals. Maybe it still is. But as far as antioxidant potential, it doesn't rate very high. Yeah. Hey. Okay, we tested the spring water already. Let's check the essentials. Okay. Not too impressive. Okay, now let's check the Kangen water. Hold on a second. Wouldn't it be funny if my machine didn't work?
Did you pour Kangen in that?
Huh?
Did you pour the Kangen in that?
I did. Yeah. Okay. Now, Ryan, did I make a big mistake? And the higher it reads is the more ORP potential, right? The more, yeah, the higher. Okay, good. I'm gonna make sure this is the first time I've done this, guys. So you got it. Cut me a break here.
Should read negative.
Negative.
Yeah, negative.
Okay, negative. Okay. I'm not gonna get an A+ on this demonstration.
You're getting a negative, so that's good.
But look at the water. Okay, so the higher it is, I'm sorry, we might have to do this over again, doctor, because if you put it online, nobody's gonna. So the higher the number, the less oxidation reduction potential. The lower the number, the more free radicals it's drawing out of your body. Okay, so you can see it's negative
60?
60.
Nice.
Negative 60. Okay,
So if it's a plus number, then that means it's having the opposite effect.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see, what was the highest number? Was it this one? Nope.
There was one that was 363.
160.
Yeah, I think the spring
Yeah, the
was,
spring
yeah.
was like 373.
Spring water. Okay, now the water's all getting mixed up together. But it's definitely higher than, significantly higher than the Kangen water.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So these waters are not doing anything for you in terms of antioxidant potential. They're not helping you combat free radicals in your body. They're not really, they may be hydrating you to a certain degree, but Brian probably explained about microclustering with the molecules. So if you drink a couple glasses of that water within 30 minutes, it's going to be absorbed into your body. Not so with a bottle like this. You'll notice it sloshing around in your body. So let's do some pH testing, shall we? Okay, now we think the bottles that I've tested before have all tested right on, and it makes sense. They have to actually come in as they're, promoting it, so 9.5. But what I'd like to do is test some waters that you might think are healthy that are not necessarily promoted as alkaline, that you might find are actually causing acidity in your body. So, do you guys know, like, soda pop is bad and drinking too much coffee is bad, right? Okay, all right.
I think Dr. Tim drinks a lot of soda.
Yeah, right. You look like you drink a lot of soda. Okay,
Mountain Dew is my favorite.
Mountain Dew. Okay. Okay, so, yeah, this is not alkaline at all.
What
So-
color is it supposed to be if it's alkaline?
Alkaline is, so 8.0 is yellow, 7.0 is neutral, and it doesn't have 7.0 on here for some reason, but I guess somewhere between the yellow and the orange would be 7.0. So let's test the smart water. So it's slightly alkaline, Ooh, okay. More alkaline. Let's see what that's reading at. That looks kind of like pale green, like 8.4. I say 8.4. 9.5. We can test these if you like, but I'm pretty sure they're going to come out. Let's test the Fiji water.
Let's see the spring.
Yeah, this is the natural artisan. Okay, now, much more alkaline.
Yeah.
Do you guys know why it's more alkaline?
Why?
No, it's okay. It's taken me a year to understand what I understand now about the Kangen system and water, and I'm still getting things wrong, as you can see by my ORP meter. But here's the reason why it's alkaline. It's because of the minerals, the natural minerals that are occurring. And Fiji, if you're gonna drink a bottled water, is probably one of the better ones. I defer to the doctors on that one, because the minerals are not added. They're not added, they're naturally occurring. So whereas smart water, which is not really that smart, as Louise pointed out, it's vapor distilled water with minerals added. There's a reason why that isn't okay. I'll talk about that in a minute. So this one, vapor distilled with minerals added. These are expensive Whole Foods waters too. Essentia. All right, let's try that one.
Didn't that one go really low in the ORP?
That one, yes. Ooh, very alkaline.
Very alkaline. Okay. Let's look at what's in here. Reverse osmosis, sodium bicarbonate. So that's cheating.
Yeah.
Does anybody know what sodium bicarbonate is?
Baking soda.
You bake with it. Yeah. Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We can test these just for the heck of it. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see the spring water.
A little bit alkaline. Minerals, naturally occurring minerals. Let's try this one. Very alkaline. I'm going to make a guess as to why it's so alkaline. Let's see if I'm right. Added minerals, potassium bicarbonate. Doesn't have the baking soda in it, so it'll probably taste better, but not naturally occurring minerals. All right, let's try this is the Kangen water. Okay, so that purple right away, very alkaline. So the reason why Kangen water is, if anybody has, there we go. I'm good, thank you. The reason why Kangen water turns that color is because of the minerals that are naturally occurring in the water. They don't add anything to make it alkaline. They just concentrate the minerals, right? So why that is so good, and I have a study, but you're welcome to come and look at it, is because when you add minerals to something, and this is the reason why we don't do calcium supplements anymore, where they can actually cause added minerals can cause a problem in your body if they're not coming from a natural source, like fruits and vegetables, right? Or some kind of bioavailable supplement, right? Bioavailable supplements, I've taken them and have had good results with them, right? But if you go to GNC and you get calcium or calcium powder, you try to add that to your water, it's not gonna work, right? Mm-hmm. So, lost my train of thought. So, okay. The reason why getting it from an ionic source works better is because of the electrical charge. Your body goes, oh yeah, energy. We can uptake this. We can use it. We know what to do with it. It's not something that's separate from the H2O, right? So your body doesn't have to go through another process to digest it and work with it and uptake it. Okay, I think I might have gotten through with my show and tell. This is the machine that I have. There are several Kangen machines. They're all wonderful. This is the newest one. It has 8 plates, so titanium coated, platinum coated titanium plates, and that is what the water goes over to create it's the electrolysis process that adds the hydrogen back into the water. So it actually pops off a hydrogen atom and puts it back into the water, right? And then the acidic water runs off, and the extra mineral-rich, hydrogen-rich water is what you get from here, which is this right here. And in my opinion, it's the most delicious water in the world for those of you who have Kangen machines. The other thing I wanted to tell you, if you think that an RO, reverse osmosis machine is okay, like I had an RO machine for a long time and I would drop the mineral drops in, hoping to take care of the depletion, right? Some people have the RO machine and they don't put minerals back in. And the World Health Organization that gets a lot of things wrong sometimes, and sometimes they get things right. It depends on who's paying them to do the study. And in this case, nobody was paying them to do the study, so so there's 50 years of evidence that reverse osmosis water is actually really harmful to the body. Because what water wants to do is it wants to leave sediment or it wants to pick sediment up, right? And if water is totally denuded of minerals, what does it want to do? It wants to pick them up from your body, from your bones and your teeth. Yeah. And they actually call this kind of water corrosive, right? Because you can clean really well with it, because it doesn't leave a residue. It actually absorbs whatever it is, but it's not nourishing your body, and it's actually stripping the good stuff out. So, yeah, RO, yeah. And I'll tell you, even though I had dropped the mineral drops back in, because it's not ionized, it's not energized, it's not it's not does that make sense? It's not readily available for uptake into the body. You still may not be remineralizing your body. Yeah. So you can't make claims, but I can talk about my own family, my own children. We have a very high quality diet. We eat organics, lots of high colored fruits and vegetables, and they had terrible dental problems. My son in particular had terrible dental problems that did not go away until we got off of RO water and onto the Kangen water, and then nothing. We didn't change our diet. So it's anecdotal. Is that what the FDA tells us to say? It's anecdotal?
My dog too, actually. He doesn't need to get his teeth cleaned very often. He gets the more alkaline water because dogs, acidic, right. But same thing, they're so shocked that he's a small dog, small breed. Wow. They need to get their teeth cleaned on a regular basis. He's 6. He's only had his teeth cleaned twice his whole life. And it's because, and they agree, it's the water that he's drinking. So he's healthy on the spectrum, just completely because of that.
Till he's I don't know however long dogs can live.
Right, yeah. So it makes sense.
Yeah, and also not to mention if you're drinking, you don't want to drink alkaline water with a meal. Maybe you guys talked about that because it will interfere with the digestive juices. You don't want to neutralize it. So if you must drink, I think it's probably not recommended to drink with water at a meal generally.
In general, yeah, like 30 to 60 minutes, especially if you suffer with any type of acid reflux issue. It's going to neutralize your stomach acids. So.
That's good to know. Thank you. So you can drink, don't drink it. If you absolutely have to, drink the neutral, 7.0 neutral water, and then throughout the day, drink the alkaline water. Not the strong alkaline, which is what April was talking about to clean your produce and degrease your oven, by the way. It works amazing.
So the machine also makes the neutral water if you don't want the alkaline.
This does, yeah.
Tell you when you need to new filter, which is not very often. Maybe I haven't even changed the filter. I've had my machine for a year. And here's all the settings. You've got your 9.5, which is the Kangen drinking water, and then you've got the 9.0, which is Kangen water for cooking, and then you've got the 8.5, which is Kangen water for tea and coffee. Optimal pH for that. You've got the 2.5, which is the acidic water that kills, I think it's 98% of all viruses and bacteria. And then you've got the 6.0, which is beauty water, which is the ideal pH for your skin and your hair. And you'll notice if you use this as a toner or as a hair rinse, or if you get the Magic also has a shower filter called Anespa, that you'll notice a dramatic change. Well, I can't promise anything, but I have noticed a dramatic change. Everybody I know who has an Anespa machine has noticed a dramatic change. And then you've got the 7.0 water, which is the clean water, and that is what you use as a neutral pH. That's what you use for baby formula and supplements and medicines.